on that note, we will take Sandeep Shukla, Professor Shukla from India, and Professor Shukla has been with the BBA for several years now, and I would like to invite him to share with us what's happening in India, and also the comment Emmy made about education and upskilling of the policymakers and legislators. So, Sandeep, over to you. Tell us what's happening in India, what's the update, and what are you guys doing? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, and thank you for inviting me. As you know that our national blockchain project has completed, and I have since then moved from IIT Kanpur to IIIT Hyderabad. But in terms of what is happening in blockchain, there was another project, another very large project by the Ministry of IT and Electronics, funded at the CDAC. CDAC is a semi-government organization for software development for the government. And CDAC had completed a first phase of their Indian blockchain pilot, but I do not know whether anybody is actually using it. They were supposed to create a number of nodes throughout India, and actually have some version of Hyperledger Fabric, which can be used for various kinds of applications for this thing. But it didn't. I don't think that there is a lot of use of that one. I'm not 100% sure. But the one that what happened in the last week, I want to talk about that. That was very important, which is bank deposit tokenization, right? That is a major pilot that was inaugurated last week at the global fintech summit, fintech forum that was organized in Bombay last week. So let's look at that. So Reserve Bank of India, which is India's central bank, has launched a pilot program with the Reserve Bank Innovation Hub to tokenize certificates of deposits using its wholesale central bank digital currency. And this CBDCW has been around since 2022, as you might know, and this is actually settled on a Hyperledger Fabric framework. So now why did RBI do this is because they want to modernize the financial infrastructure. So the CDs are basically certificates of deposit that banks give for against money, and then there is a secondary market in which these certificates of deposits can actually be sold. And the reason why this is done is because banks raise money through this CDs, and also the common people actually buy them, or institutional investors mostly buy them, because it gives higher interest rate than nominal interest rate. So the banks and financial institutions can trade tokenized CDs on a DLT maintained by RBI. So it's not really decentralization in the real sense, but since this is pilot, this is okay, because we have been pushing for on-chain settlement. See, until now, CBDC settlement, at least in the retail realm, was not on-chain settlement. So it was not or atomic settlement. It was more like a UPI, in a different facade. But this one is going to be an on-chain settlement. So CDs are very important part of India's money market, provides short-term funding for banks and corporations. And right now, they are actually settled using a clearing corporation. So clearing corporation is required, and obviously order matching and all that stuff is required. And it is traded in dematerialized form. So it is not like it is traded in paper form or anything, but it is not atomic settlement or instant settlement. So that was the problem. It was usually, it takes 2 days to settle. So so it involves multiple intermediaries, manual reconciliations, and settlement lags. But now that it is going to be tokenized, it can be issued, traded, and settled on a blockchain. And the blockchain can be actually used for traceability, real-time verification of transactions, auditability, and all that. But the biggest thing is that the wholesale CBDC, which is the central bank digital currency, which is also tokenized central bank money, can be used for settlement. So right now it is not being used by retail customers. It is used only by banks and institutional investors who have CBDC accounts with the Reserve Bank. But this is going to, if the pilot is successful, then it is going to be further opened up. So every transaction will settle in digital rupees directly on the blockchain. So there is no third-party clearinghouse needed, and the counterparty risk is reduced because there is no settlement delay. It will be an atomic settlement. So end-to-end digital issuance using smart contracts, secondary market trading with atomic settlement, programmable compliance. You can actually also program these tokens for whether it can be used in a specific type of trade or not, and etc. And then you have real-time auditability for regulators and market participants. So the RBI has expressed that it will extend the tokenization to commercial papers, treasury bills, and corporate bonds. Long-term goal is to have a unified tokenized financial market where you can actually have atomic settlement, so what they call T+0 settlement. They can have auditability, they can have programmability, etc. So success of this pilot is likely to influence the India's what they call DPI, digital public infrastructure, integrating tokenized assets into platforms like account aggregator, ONDC, and UPI. So these are other important aspects of the digital public infrastructure of India. So with that, I will say that this is certainly a big win for blockchain technology, because so far in India, given that the cryptocurrency has a very ambivalent condition in India, like taxes are collected on cryptocurrency trades, but cryptocurrency is not considered in any way legal or illegal. To some extent, given the vacuum of any particular policy decision, it is kind of legal, but it is not considered a very good thing in the law enforcement parlance. Therefore, blockchain technology in India was looking for a killer application. CBDC wholesale was totally on blockchain, but the blockchain was kind of controlled by RBI itself. So in that sense, it is not really having the decentralization effect, but it certainly provides a platform on which you can do atomic settlement and so on. So it's a big win for blockchain technology for if this pilot gets underway and becomes successful. So that is it.
Thank you very much, Sandeep. Just a couple of questions I had.
Yes.
One
sure.
is about in terms of the technical standards and other interoperability standards, like in UK, we have this RTGS, real-time gross settlement, etc.
Yes.
So what is the kind of plan if in future when we will be using it more broadly in terms of programmable money and bringing other kind of financial players into this? Do you see this, and is it like more of a public blockchain, private blockchain, hybrids? What are we using in India?
Yeah. So right now the RBI is using a not only a private blockchain, also it is fully, all the nodes are controlled by RBI. So it's not really a decentralized. So it's mostly using the tech stack of Hyperledger, like the chain code, smart contract, etc. But it's not really decentralized. Ideally, it should be decentralized across various banks and all that stuff. So that is the goal. Like the in terms of what you said, in terms of the standards, there is a Indian so Bureau of Indian Standards has a committee for blockchain standardization of blockchain based protocols and so on. But I am not sure if they have actually, I am not part of it, but I'm not sure if they have made a lot of progress, and especially on this CBDC, for example, or on this kind of tokenized deposit, etc. See, I think RBI has to actually come out with white papers and so on, and it has to be discussed widely. Right now, it is not so. The standardization, its effort is not exactly underway, at least to my knowledge. So, but if it becomes something that they want to actually go ahead with, and completely make the tokenized financial markets, then I think they have to do it. But so far, I don't think they have done it.
Right. Thank you very much, Sandeep. Excellent
Thank you.
and
Thank
talk.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.